Well, Police Minister Bheki Cele is expected to visit Diepsloot north of Johannesburg again today following an alleged vigilante killing, and he'll be accompanied by Home Affairs Minister Dr Aaron Motsoaledi. A Zimbabwean national Elvis Nyati was allegedly killed in the early hours of yesterday morning by a mob demanding to see his passport. The killing took place just hours after the police minister's visit to Diepsloot on Wednesday after a protest against high crime levels in the township. So for a further update on this developing story, let's cross to our reporter Chriselda Lewis in Diepsloot, who's been carrying us through this from the ground. And Chriselda, once again, the police minister expected to visit, and this, of course, he had promised earlier in the week, along with the Minister of Home Affairs, who will also be joining. So what can we expect there today?
Well, Sakina, good morning to you. Yes, indeed, we were expecting the Police Minister, General Bheki Cele, as well as Dr Aaron Motsoaledi, who is the Home Affairs Minister, to start here at the Diepsloot police station. Recall an impromptu visit made by the Minister yesterday, following, of course, the killing of Elvis Nyati. That investigation is still underway. I'll get an update from the police now about whether any arrests have been made pertaining to that. But yes, of course, he is here scheduled to give feedback to the community. Remember, the community here in Diepsloot has been complaining about a number of issues of police visibility. Would know, for example, that this police station has had a shortage of police vehicles to patrol this area. Diepsloot really dealing with quite a number of issues, socio-economic conditions, and in dealing with the issues here, there are issues of spatial planning, for example, Sakina, that will have to be dealt with. It is a very difficult area, we do understand, to police. But residents here are demanding that the police do more to try and ensure their safety. The killing of Elvis Nyati is not the first. We've been here in Diepsloot on several occasions before when there have been service delivery protests. And every time what does crop up is that they want the police to do more, to deal with issues pertaining to crime. So what we've also seen now is that confirmed yesterday by the police commissioner, Fani Masimula, indicating that 4 other people have been killed over the past. Remember, there had been a number of 7 that had been circulating. When I asked the police commissioner about that yesterday, he says as far as they're concerned, there had been 4 other people who had been killed. Those investigations are still continuing. And there has been a general sense that over the past couple of weeks, when we saw this violence still bubbling under, is that locals believed that foreign nationals were behind the escalation of violence in the area. So essentially what we had was that the police minister here yesterday trying to allay fears in the community that he was going to find solutions to some of the challenges. Let me bring in now Colonel Chriselda Lewis to give us the latest on this. Colonel, very good morning to you. Thanks indeed for your time. So just an update, police were deployed last night, a heightened number. How many more arrests have been made and the charges they're facing?
Thank you, Chriselda. The situation remained relatively calm overnight as police continue to closely monitor the situation. We do have more boots on the ground. We do have our tactical response teams. We have a dedicated team of detectives that are working around the clock to ensure that we normalize and we stabilize the area. So overnight, we had 28 arrests. 2 of them on a charge of domestic violence. 1 person was arrested for drunken driving, and the rest were arrested for being in the country illegally. You will remember that on Wednesday evening into Thursday morning, those operations saw the arrest of 26 people, and most of those people were arrested for being in the country illegally as well. So the number of arrests in this area has risen to 54. In terms of the deaths that were reported, we are still on a manhunt for those suspects, and hence the National Commissioner is calling on communities to work closely with members of the South African Police Service to ensure that we uphold and enforce the law, but most importantly to ensure that we arrest those that are behind these heinous crimes.
We're expecting the police minister here at what time this morning, and he's of course here to give feedback to the community on what they have decided on how they're going to bolster efforts here in addition to what has already been done.
You are well aware, Chriselda, that since violence erupted in this area, the police minister, together with the National Commission of the South African Police Service, they have been visiting this area daily. So today they will be coming back to provide the community with progress on interventions and deployments in the area. But most importantly, to continue the engagements with the community leaders, the community structures, just to ensure that they find lasting solutions to the concerns that have been raised by this particular community. So we are expecting the top brass of the police management to converge here this morning together with other key stakeholders, just to in a bid to find lasting solutions to the problems and the challenges that are being experienced by this community.
All right, Colonel Ledemati, thank you very much for joining us this morning. That number again, the total number of arrests?
So the total number of arrests in this area is 54. Okay. Last night we arrested 28 and the previous night we arrested 26.
All right, got that number now. Thank you very much, Colonel Ledemati, speaking on behalf of the South African Police Service. So over 50 people you heard there arrested in total now. The arrests, of course, that have been made over the past 2 days. And in the majority there, you heard the Colonel say that that's relating to individuals being in South Africa illegally. Certainly later on, Sakina will hear from the police minister about what interventions they plan to make here in Diepsloot to ensure that calm is restored and that this community has confidence that the situation will get better in terms of police visibility to deal with the issues that they've complained about, including issues of crime.
Well, thanks so much for the latest there from Diepsloot. Our reporter Chriselda Lewis there for us throughout the morning. And moving on to other stories now. 2 suspects arrested in connection with the robbery and assault of world-renowned Ndebele artist Dr Esther Mahlangu are expected to appear in the Mdutjana Magistrate's Court in Mpumalanga today. The 87-year-old artist was attacked at her home last month and a safe containing her firearm was stolen. Further afield, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says that the situation in the town of Borodyanka is significantly more dreadful than what happened in nearby Bucha, where Russian forces are suspected of killing civilians. And Ukrainian forces are now searching in the rubble in Borodyanka, and this following the withdrawal of Russian forces.